to our channel. This is Cloud Institution, and this is the best software training institution for cloud and various topics. So we're going to discuss about one of the another very interesting and very important interview question that can be usually asked in interviews. So what are the different EC2 purchasing options available? Okay, so interview may test your knowledge on what are the different, how do we purchase EC2 instances based on various requirements. Okay, so now let's see how this can be purchased. So we have various different purchasing options. So what is the first one is on-demand instances. What is on-demand instances? So if the interview may ask you that so in the individual way that what is on-demand instances as well. So on-demand instances is nothing but that so whenever you wanted to buy a system, buy a server that if you're buying that particular for example, if you're creating EC2 instance now today, you wanted to use it for for a day or two, or if you wanted to use it for months, so then you should be going for a on-demand instances because you're not committing for you're not committing that you will be using for next 1 year or 2 years of these times, right? So that is that is what something called on-demand instance. What is on-demand means that so whenever you demand, so whenever you are in demand, then that time you can go and create instances, you can use it, and it can be deleted. So on-demand instances may be charged per hour basis, so per hour basis, or uh, so how long you're using, so per every hour this instance will be charged. Okay, so next option is going to be reserve instances. What is reserve instances? So reserve instance is going to be purchased at the significant discount. Instances are always available. So which means that so you can just reserve your particular instance for a particular period of time, for 1 year to 3 years. You can reserve that particular instance. You can create some instances and you can reserve it, saying that hey, I will be using this instance for next couple of years, so I want some discount. Okay, so this is something like you're taking it for lease, right? So if you're really so the first on-demand instances, if you can talk about, it's just like renting a hotel room. Okay, so you can just stay in a hotel room for 1 or 2 days, or how long ever you want, and you can pay the rent and then you can just go away. But what do you mean by reserve instances? Okay, reserve instance something like you're taking it for a so taking it for a rent, so in a different different houses, right? So you can just purchase it, you can just rent it with agreement for 1 to 2 years of a commitment. Then you can just you can just pay it upfront. Okay, so now scheduled instances. What is scheduled instances means? So purchase 1 year for 1 year reserve instances for a recurring period of time. So scheduled instances means every 1 year I'll be using it, but I'll be using it for a recurrent payment period. Okay, now next let's go for spot instances. Okay, so spot instance is nothing but you'll be bidding for the instances. Okay, if some of the users or use some instances, so if that instances are in a bid. Okay, so based on that bid, you'll be getting a spot instances. Spot instance is nothing but based on the bidding rate. So whoever is having the proper bidding rate will be so whoever so having a higher bidding rate. For example, if there is one instance is there, I'm bidding for $1,000, and you are bidding for $1,500. So then you will get these instances for $1,500 of a bid. Okay, so that's what something the spot instances. This spot instances is very important, in terms of real time, right? So real time interview questions. So next one is dedicated instances. What do you mean by dedicated instances? So dedicated instances is nothing but so wherever you wanted to have a physical complete host, so if you wanted to have a complete server, I want a complete server to be available for me. Instead of individual instances, all these options are instances, right? So if dedicated host is nothing but in the data center, you can just hire the server for you, and then you can just install all the applications, whatever you want that to be installed, and you can use it upfront, right? So that's what called you know so so in this case, you can also get some kind of a good discount if you're getting as a dedicated hosts, right? So in this case, dedicated hosts, like so you'll be getting a complete server, and you can just use it how much ever you wanted to have the instances based on your requirement. Okay, so these are all the different types of the purchasing options available in EC2 instance. Okay, so hope this question is really helpful for you to prepare your interview questions, and as well as if you're preparing for your if you're preparing for an examination also, so this kind of question will be really helpful for you. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of the videos in the future. Okay, thank you guys.